The 18th Sunday in Ordinary Time for Year B continues our journey through John chapter 6. This is the second of 5 Sundays devoted to this central chapter in the Gospels on Jesus' actions during his public ministry that led to the institution of the Eucharist, and that also revealed his real presence in the Eucharist. And so for this Sunday, the church focuses on the aftermath of the feeding of the 5,000. This is in John chapter 6, verse 24, and it says this: When the people saw that Jesus was not there, nor his disciples, they themselves got into the boats and went to Capernaum, seeking Jesus. When they found him on the other side of the sea, they said to him, Rabbi, when did you come here? Jesus answered them, Truly, truly, I say to you, you seek me not because you saw signs, but because you ate your fill of the loaves. Do not labor for the food which perishes, but for the food which endures for eternal life, which the Son of Man will give to you. For on him has God the Father set his seal. Then they said to him, What must we do to be doing the works of God? Jesus answered them, This is the work of God, that you believe in him whom he has sent. So they said to him, Then what sign do you do, that we may see and believe you? What work do you perform? Our fathers ate the manna in the wilderness. As it is written, he gave them bread from heaven to eat. Jesus said to them, Truly, truly, I say to you, it was not Moses who gave you the bread from heaven. My Father gives you the true bread from heaven. For the bread of God is that which comes down from heaven, and which gives life to the world. They said to him, Lord, give us this bread always. Jesus said to them, I am the bread of life. He who comes to me shall not hunger, and he who believes in me shall never thirst. Okay, so what's taking place in this episode of the Gospel? A number of things are worth highlighting. First, in terms of geography, Jesus has performed the multiplication of the loaves out in a wilderness, in a lonely place, and now he's come back into town. They've crossed the Sea of Galilee back to the town of Capernaum. And so when the crowds find him on the other side of the sea the next day, they want to know when he came there. And that's an allusion to the fact that during the night he crossed the sea by walking on the water. So the lectionary actually skips over the famous account of Jesus walking on the water. But in John's Gospel, in the full chapter 6, that's the episode that takes place in between the feeding of the 5,000 and the coming of the crowds and the coming of Jesus to Capernaum. In any case, Jesus responds to them by saying, You seek me not because you saw signs, but because you ate your fill of the loaves. So what he's getting at in that statement, first and foremost, is that in context, what they are trying to do is get more free food. And that's basically what he's saying. The reason you're looking for me is not because you saw the sign, the miraculous feeding of the 5,000, and it pointed you to a deeper reality, a deeper truth about who I am. You're coming to me because you ate your fill yesterday and you want more food. So in that kind of gentle rebuke, Jesus goes on to say, Don't labor for food which perishes, but for the food that endures for eternal life, which the Son of Man will give to you. All right, so what's Jesus talking about there? Well, what he's doing there is he's trying to lead them beyond the earthly food of the loaves that were multiplied and fed them, to the heavenly food, to the supernatural food that he has not yet given them as Son of Man, which of course is going to be the Eucharist.